I haven't done one of these in forever. But I'm feeling, I don't know, I want to get some things off my chest, I guess. So we'll start where we start. Where should we start? So the guy I'm with in Seoul, I don't really consider him a friend, just a person I know. So in Korean, it's 아는 사람, 친구 말고 그냥 아는 사람. And we'll start here. We'll probably jump back and forth, but we'll start here. So we went to a short film, and before that, we went to a short film festival. And from the jump, it was like meet at gate number 3. But at the last second, he changes it to gate number 4. Like, how am I supposed to know that? And then we're nearly late for the showing, the short film festival. Then after, when we finish, I thought it was just going to be a dinner thing, but then it turns out to be 1차, 2차, which I didn't know. And I didn't know the dinner would last so long. And he didn't tell me up front how much it was going to be. It ended up being nearly some nearly 35,000, right? Just for dinner, for me alone, even though there was like tons of people. And of course, I don't drink, but I do eat. But then again, the food was just the regular drink food because it was a bar. And from there, it's like the same cycle kind of repeats. And this guy says he wants to change for the future, wants to get married, all this kind of stuff. But I don't see any systems in place where he's actually trying to implement the change. Every time I've come back to Korea, I've witnessed a change in myself, whether it be more tolerant about certain things or being able to wave certain things off compared to when I first used to encounter these situations. Now it's just like, dude, you haven't changed in so many years and you're still saying the same kind of thing. It's like, 말이 행동보다 너무 커. Like, you talk a lot of talk, but you don't act on anything, you know? You don't put systems in place to achieve goals. So when we hit 2차, it's like past midnight anyway. So at this other place, I'm just probably still from jet lag or just tired anyway because it's past midnight. And then we eventually get home at like 3, 4. And then, okay, he changed a little bit. Like a couple of days later, he's like, oh, Ting, I'm sorry about the short film festival. But he didn't apologize about not telling me about the fees. He just apologized about the content of the short film, which is like, no one knows going in to any film whether it's going to be good or bad. So points for apologizing, but minus points for apologizing for the wrong thing, right? Okay, so then jump forward to, we did a short film, shooting a short film just before the end of the year. We had to wake up early. So when we woke up early, he said to meet outside 편의점 at a certain time, which I did. Because the reason I go early, gym opens at 6, so I go shower, and he can shower here. So we don't have to go one after the other to shower, right? And I finish my shower, I wait at the time he says, that we agree, 6:17. 6:29, he's still not there. So I'm like, did he take off without me? No, he's just late. Again, so then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember now. He's always late. He's always telling me things about time and this and that. And he's always talking the talk, right? So, oh, now I remember. Okay. Because, with the whole 3-year gap from not being here for so long, I've kind of forgot his tendencies, right? So with that, it's pretty cold. It's minus something, right? I'm just there, shivering for more than 10 minutes, waiting there at the agreed time. Then, to his credit, he did say sorry. Okay, so he's learned that much. Okay, cool. We get there, and then he's like, kind of ordering me about, like, ting, scissors, ting, tape, ting, leather. Okay, fine. It's fine. He's like in that mood, right? In that work environment where you kind of need to be speedy. So okay, that's fine. Then out of the blue, he says he wants to buy my mom's an air fryer. Okay, sure. Air fryer it is. First of all, I don't want to seem ungrateful. This is just kind of me venting, so to speak, what's kind of transpired over the last few weeks. It was good to take a break from the situation in London, come back to Seoul, have a good time, eat good food, so on and so forth. Yeah. So, New Year's Eve, we end up going to a spot. I forget where it's called, but we end up there, and it's cool. It's fine. There's a crowd. Again, because of Itaewon, there were tons of police, like double the squad. They probably got other people from other provinces just to step into Seoul just that night. So props to them for doing a good job. Then we go to a spot where we have tteokbokki, but it's jajang tteokbokki, which is weird, but it was tasty. And he treated, so that was cool. Then we have a New Year's party, but on New Year's Day. So it's not a New Year's Eve party, it's a New Year's Day party at night. And so he invites 2 friends over. One of them cooks for us, and he doesn't even have a knife to cut the vegetables, right? There's no cutlery, there's no oil, there's fuck all, right, in the kitchen. And he's not embarrassed by that. There's no cutlery, nothing. He shares the drink that I bought for him in duty free, which is cool. That's his thing. Then he starts to talk about my past, about how I was this and that, how I was a winner in this, and no one cares. No one cares, right? Of course, they say, oh, what's it like in London? I want to go visit, etc., etc. So I'm like thinking, okay, this is what it's like in London. Come, I'll take you around. And then they heard stories about me, because it was his first time in London. Me just treating the guy whenever we went out to eat together, that I would pay. But that's just my generosity. It's not because he's a friend. It's just it's his first time. Him using his foreign card in London would just be annoying because of the fees. So that was me thinking ahead, and it's a one-time thing. It's not like for a year. It's not for a month. It's for like 8 days. So it was cool for me to do that, and it wasn't me trying to virtue signal or anything dumb like that. It's just how I be. Then he started saying about Ting bought me this as a present, then bought me this as a Christmas present, trying to big me up in front of these two girls. And it's like, you don't need to do that. It's like, who cares? I'm not gonna see these two girls ever again in my life. It's like, you know, talk is big, right? So I wouldn't say I was annoyed. I mean, I held my own, right? But then it got to that point where I know when you're a drinker, then you don't really listen to anything that's being said. When the drinker asks the non-drinker a question, the non-drinker replies succinctly, the drinker doesn't really listen. It's just kind of a buzz, right, in their ear. So that went on and on. And before that, at around midnight and then at 1, firstly the neighbor on the wall to say, you know, 시끄럽다고, hold it down. Then he actually rang the doorbell to say, yo, you know, can you hold it down on New Year's Day? So New Year's Day is a Sunday, right? So let's have a double check of, yeah. So